Welcome to the Pennsylvania Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. My name is Jasmine. I'm going to serve as your facilitator for our session. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements. The first, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our amazing panelists at any point throughout our session today. Second, your camera and microphone are off, so we are not able to see nor hear you. Third, this is just one of many different sessions happening, so feel free to visit our registration site to sign up for additional sessions. And finally, this presentation is being recorded, so within about a week or so, you will have access to the recording in case you missed anything. With that said, I'm going to turn it over to our first presenter. Thank you so much.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Joni Klopp. I am going to pull up my screen here. Just a quick holding screen for us. I'm not going to go through the entire presentation, but I do want you to know that Kutztown University is chatting with you right now. You're going to see in the chat a link from SurveyMonkey. That is our virtual inquiry code. So if you'd like to stay in touch with us, definitely complete that at your convenience. Feel free to click that link and leave it open until the end of all of the sessions. My name's Joni Klopp. I'm one of the assistant directors of admission at KU, Kutztown University in beautiful Berks County, Pennsylvania. We are just north of Reading and south of Allentown, located in a beautiful little area in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. You may know us as one of the 14 state schools here in the state of Pennsylvania. So one of the 14 schools in the system of higher education. We're very proud to be a part of that system. And I'm excited to tell you a little bit about who Kutztown is. So at Kutztown University, our total enrollment is right over 8,000 students. So we're a very comfortable middle-sized school for many students. We have over 100 areas of study. So odds are we are going to have a program that interests you just fine. All of our academics are broken up into 4 large colleges. So we start with the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. You're going to find some of our most popular programs there, such as criminal justice, psychology, and of course, pre-med. We're also very fortunate to have 2 accelerated master's programs, one in computer science and another one in social work, both found in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Moving over to the College of Education, this is really how Kutztown got started back in the 1800s. We have a variety of levels for students to take advantage of, including the most popular option at Kutztown, that early childhood education. We also then have more of a middle school level, as well as a secondary education level. On top of all of that, we also offer special education that partners with all of the programs I just mentioned and can be completed in that 4-year time frame. And we're also very fortunate to have a library science program at Kutztown University. Next up is our College of Business, which is another very popular program at Kutztown University, and we're adding new concentrations all the time. So our main umbrella is business administration. We have about 9 different concentrations that you can take advantage of. Some of the more traditional concentrations you're familiar with, like marketing and management, accounting and finance, but we also have a newer program in supply chain management. So that's kind of the world of logistics. As you can imagine, a very hot career right now in the world of COVID with all of the transportation going on, especially right here in the Berks County and Lehigh Valley area. We're also very highly accredited. You can read more about it on our website in regards to the world of business, but we do have the highest accreditation possible for collegiate business programs at Kutztown University. Also in the College of Business, we're very fortunate to have a sport management program. So we have a lot of students who have really grown up in that sports atmosphere and they want to work in the industry of that world. So we're going to have those opportunities for you at Kutztown as well. Last but certainly not least is our College of Visual and Performing Arts. So for all of my creative minds in the room, we do have a social media program at Kutztown University. We were the 4th social media program in the United States, so we're very proud of that. We also have a bunch of different music programs, commercial tracks. We also have production tracks and of course, education. And then moving down a little bit, we're also going to have a bunch of art programs in studio art, so a little bit more in that traditional world, but also in the world of things like applied digital art, so illustration and animation and storyboarding, as well as communication design, which is our really popular graphic design program at Kutztown. We also allow students to be truly undecided for their first 2 years. So if you're looking at me like, I don't know what I want to do yet, that's okay. You don't need to have it all figured out to attend KU. We have a lot of resources in place to really help you navigate that process, specifically through your freshman year. So I hope that you have the opportunity to get to our campus. Kutztown University is one of the few schools that opened in the fall. We've been having a number of students still on campus. Of course, we have a lot of virtual programming and virtual courses happening as well, but we invite you to come visit us so we can show you around and just show you how campus is laid out. When you get to our campus, you'll see we have about 13 residence halls, a number of traditional halls. We also offer suite style, apartments, and townhomes. We allow students to bring cars any year, as long as if you want one, you are welcome to bring one to Kutztown University. And we do have a pretty phenomenal meal plan. So at Kutztown University, we don't have that swipes per day, meals per week. I'm sure you've heard that in the past. Here at Kutztown University, we have a truly unlimited meal plan, which means you can literally swipe in every 15 minutes at any location. It's pretty intense. We're also very fortunate to have a 24-hour dining hall. So the terminology we use at KU is you can literally always be eating. So we'd love to take you out to lunch on campus and show you around a little bit. We also do have a Chick-fil-A and a Starbucks on campus, so you can have some of those late night studying sessions with some of that coffee as well. One other piece I'd like to discuss while I have a few minutes with you this evening is really that involvement piece. No matter what campus you decide to land on, it's really important that you join a club, a sport, or an activity to make sure that you're getting involved in your community. Kutztown University has NCAA Division II sports. So if you're interested in being recruited for a sport, you can definitely fill out our questionnaire online. We just added a new sport in acrobatics and tumbling for fall this year. So if you find yourself on the beam, definitely let us know that information as well. But sports aren't for everyone, and that's okay. For me, I wanted to find a job when I got to college, and we have hundreds of jobs for students to take advantage of if that's something you're looking for. We're also very fortunate to have a number of Greek life opportunities on campus. Last but not least, if none of that interests you so far, we also have another 250 clubs on top of that to take advantage of. In terms of the application process, if you are currently a senior, we're still reviewing applications daily. You can apply at kutztown.edu/apply and use the fee waiver code GOLDEN to waive that $35 application fee. Kutztown is test optional, so all we need is an application and a transcript to make a review, and we review all students regardless of testing for scholarship opportunities. So with that said, there's a lot more things I could tell you about Kutztown, but I hope to chat with you soon. All of my information is in the chat box for you, so I hope to be in touch. I see that there is one question about computer science and minoring in astronomy. That is absolutely possible. So we have students who choose minors and majors, totally different, and it's totally based on your interest. So you're welcome to come in as computer science with a minor in astronomy.
Thank you so much. Up next, we have Plymouth State University.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining today and giving me and my colleagues here some good attention. We love this. We want to work with you as college admissions counselors, but here to talk to you about Plymouth State real quick. I'm sharing my screen. All right, well, thank you for joining again. My name is Ryan Battaglia. I'm your admissions counselor here at Plymouth State. Review applications for New York, New Jersey, a lot of other states in the US as well. So without getting too into detail, let's get started with Plymouth. So right off the bat, where are we located? I'm sure most of you are wondering that. We're right in central New Hampshire, right at the base of a national forest. So right here, if you can see my cursor. So just south of us, we have Boston, about 2 hours away, which there is a bus line that can take you from Logan Airport and South Station up to campus. But obviously a very picturesque mountainous campus. Just to paint a picture of the campus life and kind of the size that of our campus holds, 4,000 students are all undergraduates. 96% of those live within a mile radius of campus. So we're not a backpacking school or a commuter school. Kids are here living year-round, full both semesters, often through the winter as well. So one good thing about our size is our kind of intimacy in the classroom with your faculty. You can definitely have a very personable approach with learning. Your professors are going to have office hours that you can take advantage of if you need help on a paper. So that is definitely a plus with that small to medium-sized campus. And on average, your classroom is going to have about 21 kids. You can obviously stay very busy here at Plymouth. We offer a lot of different clubs and organizations. This picture in the middle kind of highlights our outdoor vibe here. This is an event called Rail Jam. It's student run, fully equipped by the students. They're doing the marketing, event planning. They'll partner with local mountains to help with promotion. And then the students, like on the ski team and snowboard team, they'll compete against each other. We obviously like to support our academic programs as well. And you'll see here the American Meteorological Club and Student Nursing Association back those academic programs. We have a radio station on campus, so if you're a communications major, you can definitely do that as well. Highlight some of our academics here at Plymouth. Our top 3 majors by student body size and popularity are going to be business, criminal justice, and education. We used to be called Plymouth Teachers College, so literally teaching teachers is our bread and butter. Just like Kutztown too, at Plymouth, we allow you to go undeclared until the end of sophomore year. Some other standout majors are going to be music and theater performance, meteorology, and we do have a nursing major as well. One thing to point out and highlight is Plymouth's teaching approach. There are classes that you will get to pick and choose called integrated clusters. You'll start out this kind of approach with taking a class called Tackling a Wicked Problem. It's an alternative to freshman seminar where you will be, working on real world problems in the classroom, looking at things like fake news, world poverty, world hunger. How is that different from one nation to another? How is that solved? So those are just some things to highlight. But once you get that class out of the way and you get the gears rolling, then you can take what is called a cluster project. So on the left, you'll see this Venn diagram, which has all these topic matters. And essentially, they're cross-major projects that will be working with outside entities. So for example, my senior year, I got to work with a business in northern New Hampshire, helping them revamp their websites, marketing. We worked with French majors as well because, you get the French Canadians coming down for tourism. So that's just a quick highlight of our teaching approach here at Plymouth. Now, your success here at Plymouth is definitely our #1 goal, and to have you graduate and coming out with a real world job. So we want to make sure that you have that. And as you do come in with the first year, you have a student success coach or a first year advisor. And this allows you to kind of have like an encyclopedia as a person. That's how I like to describe it. And then from there, we do have a career development office, which is going to help you with your resume, helping you with cover letters. So they're really there to help you with what comes next. Maybe it's getting an internship back in your hometown. Then we have a global ed office if you're looking to study abroad when things clear up. Accessibility services as well on campus help students with 504s and IEPs. We are a part of an organization called TRIO, which helps underprivileged students and first-gen students. And then we also offer free peer tutoring. So classmates who have taken the class you're in, received a high grade, they're the ones who will be tutoring you. And this is all free. You are guaranteed housing here for all 4 years at Plymouth. There are 6 first-year residence halls, and the trend usually goes you live in a first-year hall, then maybe you'll go into a suite-style hall, which are more like of a hotel vibe. Then from there, you'll go into the student apartment, and then senior year, you can move off campus where there are a bunch of houses and apartments to rent. And like I said, all of these are like within a mile radius of campus. We do have 25 NCAA Division III sports. One of our newest sports is men's swimming and diving. Men's ice hockey, we do have an alpine racing team as well. And then we also have plenty of club sports for you if you're not looking for that competitive drive, but still want to travel around. And then intramural sports as well are available on campus. Obviously, the outdoors are a big component of being a Plymouth State student. So we offer $5 ski tickets at our local mountain, discounted rentals, discounted lessons. We have a whole outdoor center as well, which you can rent free kayaks, free tents, whatever it is for your outdoor needs. Now, we are available in the Common App, and we have a specific application on our website. The Common App does require a fee, but if you reach out to me, we can talk, and if you're interested, can definitely waive that fee. With our students, we're looking for a typical CP curriculum: English, geometry, algebra, algebra 2, the histories, the basic kind of high school classes that you'll be taking. We're looking for a consistent grade upwards. So freshman year to senior year, your grades have climbed. And then we want to see that you're actively engaged outside of the classroom. That's a big one for me because it shows maturity. If you're doing things out of the classroom, you're balancing a lot of workload. So it definitely shows that you're mature and can handle college. And then on average, we see a 3.0 about coming from our applicants. Now, here are some deadlines to highlight. If you are a first year student, the number one thing I'm going to point out is your FAFSA. Make sure that you are completing that before the deadline, because if you do not, it might be likely you will not receive as much funding from the government as possible. So again, FAFSA deadline for any college is very important. Now, here are just some highlighted numbers. If you are an out-of-state student, this is before any financial aid, any sort of scholarships, and I will talk about scholarships in a minute, but just to highlight what it would be like with everything before financial.
And up next, we have Plymouth State University.
I think you mean Arcadia. Hi, everyone. My name is Allison Vendetti. I am the Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions and Financial Aid at Arcadia University. Thank you so much for joining us this evening to learn a little bit about Arcadia. So Arcadia is located in Glenside, Pennsylvania. We are in a suburb of Philadelphia, so we're about 25 minutes outside of the city. I like to think that it gives our students the best of both worlds. As you can see from that photo right there, you get the quiet, green suburban campus with very easy access into the city of Philadelphia. As far as Arcadia's size goes, we are a relatively small school. We have just about 2,100 full-time undergraduate students. As you can see, our student to faculty ratio is 12:1, and our average first-year class size is 14 students. So the hallmark of an Arcadia education is personal attention, and as you can see, you're going to receive that at Arcadia. We do have over 65 different majors that students are able to choose from. As both of my predecessors have said, a good number of our students do also come in undecided. So most of our students who do come in undecided do have until their sophomore year to declare a major. Just a really quick fun fact about Arcadia, as you can see from that photo right there, we do have a castle on our campus. So that's kind of a unique building that is available for students to be able to have access to on our campus. We do have 26 NCAA Division III teams at Arcadia. This fall, we're actually kicking off our inaugural seasons of our men's and women's ice hockey team, and we also just recently started a co-ed esports team as part of those 26 sports, so it's very exciting. We do have over 60 different clubs and organizations at Arcadia. We, at the beginning of each semester, actually, the university hosts a clubs and activities fair where students are able to walk around, interact with different members of different clubs and organizations, get information, find out how to get involved, and really kind of figure out where your place is at Arcadia. The great thing about it is that there's one in August and one in January. So if you're kind of still adjusting to college in August and you kind of need a little bit of time to get your footing, you do have a second chance in January to go back and to really learn about the different ways to get involved on campus. We do guarantee housing for all 4 years that you would be at Arcadia. You don't have to live on campus, though, if you are close by or you don't want to live on campus. But if you are looking to live on campus, as long as you do get your housing deposit in by the deadline every year, you would be guaranteed housing on campus. Arcadia is currently ranked #1 in the country for student participation in study abroad. We've actually been nationally ranked for study abroad participation for the past 10 years. As you can see, our class of 2020 earned credits in 39 different countries. So our students are going all over the world. And 76% of the students who graduated in 2020 did use their passport before graduation. We're very excited. The world is opening back up. So some of our students are actually participating in international experiences this summer and also in the fall. So we're very excited that our students are able to do that. We do offer some very unique study abroad opportunities in addition to the traditional semester abroad that students would envision when they do think of study abroad. One of those options is our first year study abroad experience, our FISI program, which is one of our special admit programs that students are reviewed for when they apply to the university. If you meet the qualifications to participate in this program, you would be invited to spend the second semester of your freshman year abroad in London, obviously English-speaking country. We're not going to throw you in the deep end right away. And then also we invite students to participate in the first semester of their second year through our SciSci program, and that's a little bit more of a variety of countries. They will be determining those countries, obviously, once the world gets a little bit more back to normal. So by the time you're applying to Arcadia, you would have the list of the different countries. Students are also automatically reviewed for our honors program when they do apply to the university, as well as our Gateway to Success program. In addition to those programs, we do have programs that students can opt into. Our College to Career Scholars is for students who are really career focused. Civic Scholars is a program for students who really want to work in social justice, social impact, and they work really closely. They actually just did a whole Arcadia Votes campaign this year to really mobilize our campus. So it's a really great thing to get involved in if that's something of interest to you. And then our SAGE Fellowship is for education students. So if you're interested in that, you can go to our website and learn more about that program. So as far as applying goes, we are still taking applications for the fall. So if you are looking to start this fall, please feel free to apply. We do use the Common App. We do also have our own online application as well. We weigh them equally, so whichever one you prefer, we're happy to accept. Both applications are free. We do need a copy of your high school transcript. If you are taking dual enrollment credits or transferring to Arcadia, we would also need a copy of your college transcript. We need one recommendation from either a school counselor or a teacher. If you want to send additional ones, that's absolutely fine, but we do just need one from one of those people to move forward with your application. We are rolling admissions, so once we have everything we need to review you, we will do so. We are test optional. We will be test optional moving forward as well. So definitely send anything that you're interested in sending. Skip over here. If you would like to follow us on social media, please feel free to do so. Our socials are up there. And I will really quick here just say thank you so much for joining me tonight. Our website is right there. I did in the chat also put a link for an online inquiry form if you would like to receive additional information from Arcadia or get on our mail and email list. Please complete that online form and you'll get on our list, and we'll be sure to include you in any upcoming communications that we have. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will pass it over.
Thank you, Arcadia University. Up next, we have Eastern Kentucky University.
Hi, my name is Heather Pennington, and I'm from Eastern Kentucky University. Give me 1 second and we will start our presentation. If you guys don't know, Eastern Kentucky University is located in Richmond, Kentucky. We are about 20 to 30 minutes outside of Lexington, which is one of our larger cities. We're known as being part of the Campus Beautiful. We've done a lot of great updates to our campus. We have new residence halls. We have a new brand new science building, a new residence halls, as well as a new rec center, student center, and a new dining hall. So we've done lots. We have a main campus in Richmond, Kentucky, and then 2 regional campuses in Manchester and Corbin. We have an enrollment of nearly 15,000 students, which does sound like a lot of students, but that includes all of our campus, online, and graduate students. So while we are a medium university, we consider ourselves more of a small school field. We are known as the school of opportunity, with nearly 30% of our students being the first in their family to attend a university. We have over 100 career-focused programs in 6 different colleges. We have a College of Business, Education, Health Science, Justice and Safety, CLASS, which is our College of Letters, Arts, and Social Science, and then our Science, College of Science as well. Some of our well-known programs include Homeland Security. If you're interested in going into FBI anything like that. We do have a really great program, criminal justice, if you're wanting to go into police. We also have an amazing social justice program within the College of Justice and Safety as well. We have an aviation program. We're the only public school in the state of Kentucky to have an aviation program. We have a great nursing program with 95% of our students passing their boards when they go to take boards. A forensic science program. We were one of the first in the state of Kentucky and first in the country to have that program. We have a PGA golf management, American Sign Language interpretation and education. Much like most of the other universities, we were a teaching college to start out with. So we have a great college of education with a school on our campus. So that's really neat that you get to be in the classroom starting your freshman year right out the gate. We have a great class size for having 15,000 students. Our average class size is 15. Some of your freshman classes, you may get, 50 to 60, but for the most part, your classes are running around 15. And when you get into your major program, you may have as small as, 9, 10. More than 75% of our graduates are employed in Kentucky 1 year after graduation, which is the top for a public university in the state of Kentucky. After we talk about academics, we're going to talk a little bit about our student life. We have over 200 student organizations. We have fraternities and sororities, community-based organizations, community service. We have some really great things like that. We are a Division I sports team, and all of our students are able to attend games completely for free as long as you have your student ID. So that does include basketball, football, all that kind of great stuff. I mentioned we have a brand new rec center, but our rec center is over 130,000 square feet. We have 3 basketball courts, a aquatic center that you can actually rent out for parties, which is really fun, a climbing center in the shape of the Red River Gorge, if you happen to know where that is in Kentucky, and then a game room. We also do have recreational programs with intramural sports as well as club sports. And then we also have esports that are really fun as well. We have adventure trips where you guys can take trips to the gorge, and then you can also rent equipment. Housing and dining, we have a lot of different housing options like most people. We have the traditional dorm, suite style, and then apartment style. You are required to live on campus for your first 2 years. We do have parking available for all students as well. Our costs are going to be $9,266 for in-state, but a great out-of-state rate of $10,300. And then for housing, it runs anywhere from around $5,000 to $7,500, and then meal plans around $4,000 to $4,500, depending on what you're picking. So how are you going to pay for that? We have some great scholarship opportunities. We have merit-based scholarships that all you have to do is apply and turn in your transcript to be considered for those. We do not require ACT scores for those. Those are just based on GPA. We have diversity scholarships, a foundation scholarship where you fill out one application and you apply for nearly 200 scholarships at one time, which makes it really easy for you guys. We have a Trailblazer scholarship, which is for first generation students. And then we have alumni and legacy scholarships as well. And we have a great new program called the EKU Booksmart. The EKU Booksmart program means that you will not have to pay for any books that are required by your teachers. When you attend, you sign up for classes, you go to the bookstore and you pick them up. They're completely for free, or they can be shipped to you. We do have the option that you can purchase them at the end of the semester if you would like to keep them. And then we'll talk about admissions very quickly. We are taking applications for fall 2020 right now. It is now open and completely for free. I have mentioned that GPA is the only thing we look at. Test scores are completely optional. We do use them for course placement, but we do not require them. And then we have 2 kind of standard admits, which is if you have above a 2.5, and a 2.0 to a 2.49 is considered success first. What that means is you just get a little bit of extra support and help while you're in college to make sure that you're successful. And that is all I have. So that's Eastern Kentucky University one more time.
Thank you so much. Up next, we have the University of Vermont.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let me go ahead and get my screen shared here. All right. So my name is Candace Duckworth. I'm the Regional Associate Director of Admissions for the University of Vermont. What regional means is that I actually live down here in Pennsylvania. I don't live in Burlington, Vermont, though I kind of wish I did. But I'm here to work with you guys and be a resource throughout your college search process. So we'll get started with just some quick facts here about the university. You can see here our size. We are a medium-sized school with just over 10,000 undergraduate students. You might notice though that the ratio of our in-state to out-of-state students is a little unusual for a state school. That's because Vermont's a small state, so we don't have a large in-state population. That a majority of our students do come from out of state. We also have, we're organized into 7 different schools and colleges, so we do offer more than 100 different majors. Our College of Arts and Sciences is our largest, and if you're undecided, you can apply as undecided to each of those schools or colleges except for the College of Nursing or the School of Business. So we do offer you a lot of flexibility. All right, some of UVM's distinctive qualities on the surface can appear a little contradictory, but I always do like to say that we have the best of both worlds. So UVM is old. We were founded in 1791, so we're actually the 5th oldest college in New England. But UVM is constantly renewing its programs and its facilities to keep up with the ever-changing world around us. And that medium size is pretty unique as well. It's big compared to many liberal arts colleges, but it's much smaller than other national research universities. So you get kind of that small school feel within the larger school framework with a lot of opportunities and resources. And then our location is both urban and open. We're located right in Burlington, a small city known for great food and music and arts, but also business and tech innovation. We've got Lake Champlain, the Green Mountains, and Adirondack Mountains all right in our backyard. So lots to do. Putting knowledge to work and learning by doing is definitely a hallmark of UVM education. 92% of our students participate in experiential learning opportunities. So that includes, but it's definitely not limited to, internships, research, service learning, study abroad, all those kind of outside of the classroom opportunities. We have some specialized facilities, including a new STEM complex featuring state-of-the-art teaching and research labs. We've got the University of Vermont Medical Center on campus. It is a level 1 trauma center. We also have research farms and facilities all the way from Lake Champlain up to the top of Mount Mansfield. We do require students to live on campus for at least 2 years. And all of our students are organized into different residential learning communities. So this residential piece is a big part of your college life. We've put a lot of thought into the creation of our learning communities. So students kind of come together around a common interest, helps you create that home away from home, that sense of community. And you get to select which learning communities you're interested in when you do your housing contract. So you can choose any area here that's listed that's interested to you. It doesn't have to be your major, or it could be. Our UVM community is also dedicated to supporting and celebrating the unique identity of all staff members, students, and faculty members. And one of the most important things that we share within our community is our commitment to promoting respect, integrity, innovation, openness, justice, and responsibility. We call this our common ground. So when new students arrive on campus, they sign a pledge to these values at a candlelight ceremony on the university green. It's the picture that you see in the middle there. That's one of our most cherished traditions on campus. Our community also values diversity, equity, and inclusion in all aspects of campus life. We have 4 different campus identity centers that you see listed there. These are really great active spaces for students to gather, plan, engage, and explore what those identities might mean for them. And then we also have our 4 general education requirements, which are those classes that all students have to take regardless of your major. So you'll have 2 classes focused on diversity, another on sustainability, quantitative reasoning, foundational writing, and information literacy. And why do we have these topics? It's because we think that we want you to, these topics are essential to you being able to develop lifelong learning and responsible citizenship. So again, I mentioned we're located in Burlington, Vermont. UVM would not be the same without Burlington, and Burlington would not be the same without UVM. The energy of the campus really feeds the town, and the town gives back to the university with great internships and a thriving music scene, world-class restaurants, and miles of trails and parks and beaches. All right, so kind of to sum up, you have your academic piece, you have experiential learning, you have residence life, all these different parts of your college experience, but ultimately you do graduate and go off into the world. Our students go on to find great success, however it is that you define that success. So it could be employment, it could be graduate school, really wherever your goals lead you. And as you can see here, our students have had really strong outcomes over the last few years. We're really proud of the work that our alumni community is doing across the globe. All right, so just to talk a little bit about the admissions profile, we do a holistic review of all of our students, which means that we are taking into consideration all the different pieces of your application with an emphasis on your academics. We offer early action and regular decision through the Common App or the Coalition app. We will be test optional for the next 2 admission cycles at least, so for the fall of 2022 as well as the fall of 2023. We also automatically consider students for merit scholarships and an invitation to join our honors college, so there's no additional applications that you have to do for that. At this time, the university is prioritizing the health and safety of our on-campus students, faculty, and staff. So we are closed to external visitors. So we're not offering tours or events on campus, but we will update our website when this policy changes. So you can learn more on our website, and I encourage you to keep in touch with me. I'll put my contact information in the chat there, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have in the Q&A. Thanks.
Thank you, University of Vermont. Up next, we have Penn State.
Awesome. Welcome, everyone. My name is Katie Immel. I am the Assistant Director for Recruitment at Penn State, and I'm also an out-of-state recruiter, so I'm usually working with students in Georgia and Florida, but today I get the pleasure of working with all of our students in Pennsylvania. We, of course, work with all students all over the place. So I'm going to talk about the school I love so much. Of course, I'm a very proud Penn State alum, so if you have questions, throw them into the Q&A. I'm happy to answer them. So let's get started. Penn State is a top 1% university in the entire world. So out of 18,000 universities, we were recently ranked number 53. We are super proud of this because a lot of our different colleges and majors are in the top 20, top 10, top 5 program in the nation. And a lot of this attributes to the fact of the amount of undergraduate research we have. Just this past year, we had over $1 billion, with a B, $1 billion worth of undergraduate research, which makes it really easy to be a part of undergraduate research as early as your first semester on college or in college. And the really great part is it's not just science-based majors. We have them in every single field, including education, psychology, business, whatever you want to study. We definitely have something going on for research. So Penn State also has over 275 different academic programs to choose from. So these range from business to education to engineering. We're really well known in the nursing field, musical theater, and everything in between. So what's really great is when you apply to Penn State, you actually apply as a pre-major, which means that you actually have 2 years to really explore all of your interests within that major. So if you think, I definitely want to be a finance major, you take a finance class here, turns out you might actually want to be an accounting major. So you have that flexibility without falling behind. Now, if you really have no idea what you want to study, we think that's perfectly fine, as a lot of people have mentioned here tonight. Just apply undecided. We have a great program called Division of Undergraduate Studies. You're going to work with an academic advisor, start to learn your passions, and figure out what you want to study for your next 4 years. So definitely come in. We have a few direct admit programs, nursing, architecture, musical theater, some of our talent-based majors. Those are ones that you do want to apply directly to us. So definitely reach out to me if you have any questions about those. Now, Penn State is not just what you're learning inside the classroom, but of course your experiences outside the classroom. We have over 1,200 clubs and activities to participate in. Again, these range from purely fun to purely academic, social, religious, cultural organizations, service organizations, IM sports. Basically, if you can think of it, chances are we already have it. My favorite to talk about is our 46-hour dance marathon called Thon. It's where our students actually raise money for families fighting pediatric cancer. It was held last month, virtually this year, and we were able to raise over $10 million, and it's the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. So I always say you don't have to be involved in it, but it is a great opportunity to give back to families. So everything I talked about here today is available at all 20 of our campuses. So if you're not familiar, Penn State does have 20 beautiful, unique campuses spread out throughout the state of Pennsylvania. The really cool part is that they are all Penn State. So it doesn't matter where you take classes, they're all going the same transcript, you're getting the same diploma no matter where you start or finish. What's different about these is they range in size, they range in location, and they range in the culture. So it's a little bit easier to see on this map. You can see where they're spread out throughout the state. So if you're familiar with Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, you're going to see a lot of our campuses are right on the outskirts. So again, you have the benefits of going right into the city if you want, but you're on the outskirts, so you kind of have that smaller feel as well. These campuses range in size from about 500 students to about 5,000 students. So if you are looking for that smaller liberal arts style school, you have a campus that works for you. Our largest is smack dab in the middle at University Park, and that has 46,000 students. So I always say we have small, medium, and then extra, extra large. But I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't talk about our great 2+2 program. It's actually a program where you can actually start almost any major at almost any of our 20 campuses. You take your first 2 years, your 100, 200 level courses, a few of your major classes, and then you transition to a campus that offers your degree. You don't have to reapply, it's guaranteed. But a lot of students find that the smaller class sizes during their first and second year really help them keep their grades up. They also really like the significant cost savings. And like I said, the location closer to those other cities is a really big benefit. So if you go ahead and do that, sorry, my alarm's going off. So if you go ahead and do our 2+2, you are going to save a lot of money, but you also could spend all 4 years at any one of these campuses because they all offer their own degrees. So if you have questions, which campus should I be applying to, definitely reach out to me. I want to help you with that. Next, I'm going to talk about what we need for an application. So we do need your online application. This is through the Common App, the Coalition app, or the My Penn State app. We have no preference. We just prefer that you submit it. Most students do through the Common App. We also need your self-reported academic record known as a SRAR. This is actually where you put all of the classes you took from grades 9th, 10th, and 11th and the grades you received, as well as your schedule for grade 12. These 2 things are required for all applications. We, of course, are test optional for the next 2 cycles. So if you were able to take the test and you think you did well and it's an accurate description of who you are as a student, go ahead and include your scores. If you weren't able to take it or you didn't do so hot, go ahead and go test optional. It will not hurt you either way. I swear these 6 minutes go really, really quickly. So I want to just make sure that you see your kimmel@psu.edu. That's my email. Any questions you have, feel free to reach out to me. The other thing I'll say is admissions@psu.edu/experience. That's our website where you're going to get student tours, virtual student panels, and other information sessions. I'm going to put one in the chat tonight that we are hosting right after this at 8 p.m. So definitely check it out so that you can get some more of your questions answered. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. With that said, that concludes the presentation portion of our college fair for today, but I would like to encourage all of our amazing panelists to return. Feel free to turn your camera back on, and I'm going to pose a question to each of you, and you'll just order in the order in which you presented. So the question is, please share your favorite event or tradition on campus.
So my favorite event on campus is our really exciting week in the spring called the Golden Bear Welcome, where it is just a week to celebrate. It's kind of right around midterms, and it's really an opportunity to de-stress. One of the most popular, of course, we don't have it because of COVID right now, but one popular piece is the pudding slide, is the big piece we're known for that.
So I'm from Plymouth State, and I'd say my favorite is either our first fire. So we light up a fire in our Hartman Union building, which is the student kind of org space here at Plymouth. And we have a big event. This is obviously pre-COVID times, where we have, we give out free mugs each year. So you'd be walking around with a mug for each year that you come to the first fire. It's either that or ski day, which is a free day where all faculty, staff, and students get to ski together.
So at Arcadia, my favorite event is our Admitted Students Day. Pre-COVID, it was called Scarlet and Gray Day. We had a huge event. There were like thousands of people there. Obviously, with COVID, we can't do that. We actually just had our first adapted event yesterday. It was really awesome. We did a drive-through event for our admitted students. If you're local to the Philadelphia area, NBC 10 did a story on us. If you go to their social media, you can see it. But it was a great event, and it's always so great, the energy and the students on campus. But even now, I think everybody was just so excited to get out of their house and see people. So it was a really great day, and it's always just so great to welcome our guests.
I think I have 2. One is Biggie Welcome. We have a big Biggie Welcome the first week on campus, and all of our freshmen get to come. And one of the things they do is we have a Daniel Boone statue that you rub his toe. So his toe is now gold because everybody has rubbed it, and it gives you good luck. So it kind of is one of those things our freshmen rub it and get good luck for their entire 4 years. And then my other event is called Spin the Wheel, which is with our study abroad office. And 10 students get to spin a wheel. Wherever it lands, you get to go to that country completely for free. Some of them says like president's picks, or a president gets to pick where they go. So I think those 2 are really, really fun. Both were pre-COVID, but hopefully we'll get back to them very, very soon.
I know I mentioned in my presentation that candlelight ceremony is definitely a great tradition on campus. That's when everyone comes in the fall, but at the beginning of the semester, in both the fall and the spring semester, we have what's called the Week of Welcome. And it's like, welcome back to college, welcome to college, meet all of these new people. Here's all these great clubs and organizations. There's like free coffee every single day. Activities Fest, where you get to be introduced to all the clubs and organizations, and just a lot of really great opportunities to start building your community, engage with new friends, and get involved on campus.
All of those sound really fun. I would go with our music festival that's outside. It's called Moving On. We host it every spring towards the end of the semester, and we have big name artists come out. Of course, there's food trucks, and it's free to all of our students. So it's just a really great time to be outside and enjoy some art. So.
Wonderful, wonderful. So thank you all for responding and sharing a little bit more about your college campus. With that said, that concludes our virtual college fair for today. But I do have a few closing announcements. So the first, as you exit out of this Zoom session, a survey will appear. It's approximately 4 questions or so, but we would really appreciate it if you would respond. It's really helpful for us as we aim to improve our college fairs in the future. Again, want to remind you all to sign up for additional sessions. So feel free to visit our registration site to sign up for those sessions. And then finally, you can access this recording within about a week or so at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. With that said, again, I want to thank all of our amazing panelists, but also really thank you to our attendees for joining us. It has been a great session. I hope everyone has a great evening. Bye.